Welcome everybody to our presentation, the quantitative analysis of household food expenditure per capita. Our research motivation stems from the financial pressure many urban households face today. We study per capita expenditure not to analyze the number, but to identify strategies for financial resilience, reflecting Thammasat's spirit of loving the people. Our goal is also to translate this data into the real action that improves well-being and secures a better future for them. Why food consumption per capita? Because total consumption fails to reflect the true well-being due to household size differences. For instance, the same spending means luxury for one person, but frugality for 10 people. Therefore, using per capita data allow us to compare standards, the living across different household fairly. We came up with the first model. We used the independent variable number of people living in the household and the household wage income. As a result, we can see that there must be omitted variables with a low R square at 0.5%. So we changed the household income variable from the wage household to the total household income. Because wage household income only measures income from salaries or wages, which many households in Thailand earn income from agriculture or trading. So therefore, using the wage income leads to an incorrect estimation. We also try to add more relevant variables like home ownership, numbers of rooms, urban location, regional dummies, time trend, and time square, which is quadratic time trends. As a result, we can get the higher R square at 28.9%. As a result, you can see. For model comparisons, we observe a massive improvement in fit for the unrestricted model. However, the restricted model is clearly biased and underspecified. We can see given lower AIC and significantly higher R square, the unrestricted model is superior, providing a much more accurate estimate of the relationships between income, household size, and consumption. We also test the specification error. The p-value of 0.00 rejects the null hypothesis, while this suggests omitted variables. Such sensitivity is expected with our large sample size. We have mitigated nonlinearity risks by including quadratic time trends and regional control. Therefore, the model remains robust and suitable for use.
So here we're gonna test the multicollinearity test. Basically because multicollinearity causes the standard error to be high, and it will makes our statistic less reliable. For the VIF, if it's greater than 10, meaning we have the multicollinearity at that coefficient. Here you can spot that from our findings, our mean VIF is 5, and which is an acceptable level. You can notice that T and T square may have structural multicollinearity because this is the nature of the polynomial terms. And here we also have a problems of the autocorrelation test because we cluster the data from the household level, so the autocorrelation is not typically used in these settings because it suggests a natural ordering of data. Our data is gathered from different periods of time, so the robust isn't enough. We have to use the cluster hit another command in Zetas, which is more appropriate. Next slide, please. For the heteroscedasticity test, we use Bush-Perkin test. Here, the probability, the p-value they give, the zeta returns at zeros, meaning that we reject the null hypothesis at any threshold level of significance. So we can confirm that the heteroscedasticity exists here. Next slide, please. To solve it, we're gonna use robust standard errors because it helps adjust the standard errors to be more reliable. And this is our key results. You can notice that Bangkok pay more than other regions, and those who live in urbans also incur higher burden compared to those who live elsewhere. So this is the sum of what you can spot. It seems like that this is due to the income gap, right? But in reality, it isn't, because you notice that the household incomes mark the lowest effects compared to other factors. Basically, the number of coefficients is lower than others, so they have less impact. So this This brings us to the two sides of problems. One side is those who live in urban areas incur higher financial burdens. Another side is those who live in rural areas have less access to food. So both of them are considered as gap, and we have to solve this gap through our policies, cost distribution hubs, food and ingredients will be trade here to striking balance between excess demand and shortage and excess supply. So plus the added cost for food from the middleman will be executed too. So we will promote the standard of living for those who live in rural areas and those who live in urban areas. So that is our presentation. Thank you for your attention, and yeah, and that's it.